Yeah, I'm one of those runners that collects running boxes. I know, running shoe boxes, I should be more specific. I mean, come on. When you get a box, this is the Ultra Glide. Who remembers this? And you open the box, and what turns on? A video inside. How cool was that? That was maybe, I don't know, was that over 12 months ago? Bottom line, I keep these things because someday we're going to look back and we're just going to be able to reflect on the goodness that has been under our feet for the past. Oh, yeah, and then this one from Hoka. Oh, my goodness. Look at that beautiful Mont Blanc. Hopefully you can see that. It's not too dark. All right, we're off, everybody. Got to go get a little morning walk in, pick up the goods. Let's go. Feels so good to stretch the legs in the morning, even if it's not a run, a good walk, 15, 20 minutes. It's like, I don't know. My legs right now are feeling great. It's a big week we're doing right now. We'll talk about that in a minute once we acquire some much needed materials for this training block at the good old Wally World. But at the end of the day, let's do this. Drawing a little inspiration from the legend himself, all right? I subscribe to Ultra Running Again, the Ultra Running magazine, great magazine for the ultra runners out there. Okay, usually I do this earlier in the train. Can you tell I'm a kid of the 90s? Because I still like to doodle on paper, not just on a tablet, but on real physical poster board. For all the new subscribers, it's been a long time. We haven't done this since, hold on, it looks like Michael and Henry got a hold of my poster board, but this is from the Rotterdam Marathon training block, basically a year ago. So it's been a while since we've done this. I like to visualize. I'm obviously a visual learner, and just write it out, draw it out, plot it out on a graph. And yes, we are getting ready for the formidable 50K in California on February 18th. Okay, so not that far away from the time of this publishing. And this is just a basic chart to keep me motivated, to keep me on track with respect to the volume I want to hit. This is not a specific vlog about workouts or anything like that, or even, frankly, even vertical gain. I have mental notes on vertical gain. This is more about volume, okay? So I have a few notes here. Here is the deal. On Discord yesterday, I said, well, first of all, I wasn't sure. The question came up, like, what week am I at in the training block? And I actually had to go back and recount, because when did this training block begin? And when you're returning from injury, especially a bone injury, you have to take it easy. Those first 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, really, of taking it very easy. You remember, I was out on the grass running loops for weeks and weeks. So you got to take it easy until it's official that the bone is healed. So that is why, one of the reasons I did not do this chart earlier. The other reason is that I didn't know what was gonna be my first race of 2023. So now that it is officially, and actually, I said this about a month ago with respect to registering. I haven't filled it in yet, obviously. That's what I'm working on today, because I'm registered. I'm registered for my first race in 2023. That is your action item. It really makes everything real. Find your race, research the race, find your niche. Maybe you want to go outside your comfort zone moving forward a little bit. So indeed, we found a race, we registered. It's that accountability. Once you hit register, that just makes everything also real. So this is going to be total, including the jogging around the soccer fields, an 18-week training block. Pretty cool, actually. It's a little longer than I expected, but keep in mind, those first 3 weeks, I think the first week I ran like 1.5 miles, obviously coming back from the bone injury. So here's the deal. I am a roller coaster trainer. You can call it whatever you want. Many people train this way. I like to go up and down, and for Pikes Peak 2022, when I was injured, my plan going into that training block was to do exactly this, and actually even one more up, but we're not going to do that for the Formidable 50K. So we go up in volume and then down in volume and up in volume and down in volume. And again, this is a new, really a kind of a new style of training for me with respect to volume is concerned. And you might be wondering what that 140 means on the poster board. It's 140 miles, okay? And that is going to be, it already has been, my peak volume for this training block. It's exactly what I did for Pikes Peak. Don't fix it if it ain't broke, all right? Flew the W back-to-back years, and it worked, okay? So when I am at my peak fitness, I find out, I have discovered actually, that 102, not 3, not 4, not 1, but 2 140-mile weeks within the training block works for me. It's worked out beautifully in the past for Pikes Peak. Now I realize this is different. 50K, so the total vertical gain for the Formidable 50K is about 5,900 feet. I think the biggest climb is about 1,100 feet, so 31 miles. And who knows, it could be very, very muddy, obviously based on all of the news coming out of California right now. By the way, stay safe if you're in that Northern California, anywhere in California, but especially that Northern California. It appears that a lot of rain is coming down. So I also said on Strava yesterday that it was a little in jest, but some people picked up on it. I said many, many easy miles, meaning thus far in the training block, it's been like 97%, maybe 98% easy miles. What do? I train with the triangle, the pyramid, okay? Base foundation first. And then yesterday, for that Strava run, here it is on your screen, 5:43 a mile for 10 miles. Felt pretty controlled, actually. So it was a good, solid tempo day, but 0 workouts, not even fartleks yet. Those are coming next week. Stay tuned. And it's just laying that foundation. That is how I train in order to make a bigger base to build the pyramid higher in the anaerobic phase of the training block. Keeping in mind, this is a 50K, like you really should not be tapping into too much anaerobic, if at all, during the race. Like you will, of course, toward the end, but you really don't want to go into anaerobic anywhere close toward in the middle of the race or at the beginning of the race, or else you're probably gonna blow up, meaning you went out a little too fast. So keep that in mind if you are preparing for an ultra. And actually, question of the day: how are your training plans coming together in 2023, okay? Whether you do it for one block at a time or more macro level, what is your entire year of training you're hoping to plot out, whether you do it on a computer, whether you do it on a poster board, whether you do it in a writing journal, whether you do it just on Strava. You know, there's a lot of different options out there for you. So I also said about a month ago this: how long should I hold my peak volume? So at the top of the roller coaster. So how long to hold your peak volume? That is the question. It's not easy to discover. And it took me really 3 or 4 years of trail and mountain running before I really found the recipe that worked for me at the, as I already mentioned, at the 2 previous Pikes Peaks in 2020 and 2021. So just be patient with yourself. And actually, comment of the day from Beach Runner. For me, sometimes the training makes me as happy as the race itself, especially if I'm getting pretty long, sustained runs in. When I have to taper down before a race, sometimes it's a bummer because I want to run. I get it, man. And that's like the tinkering that I love to do that brings me joy in this entire process of creating my roller coaster, of creating my training plan. It's so fun to be successful, but it's also fun to not hit your goals and then go back to the drawing board, whether it's 6 months later, whether it's 9 months later, and do it all over again, but change just a few little things, whether it's the volume, whether it's the vertical gain, whether it's the introduction of speed work, whether it's the gym. Oh my goodness, the gym. It's just treating me so well right now. I feel very strong and healthy. I'm just hitting the gym like you would. I'm not even filming it because it would get too boring. Like, I'm going to the gym a lot to stay strong, stay healthy, do the prehab. Anyway, we'll see how it pays off. in Auburn, California. Speaking of which, we will be doing a group run. Who's going to be racing the formidable 50K? Let us know in the comments, or any of the races that weekend, actually. And we'll definitely be doing a meetup there, a group run, and it's going to be fun. What else? I think that's it. Find joy in the process, whatever your process is, and eventually you'll strike gold. But it might take you 1 training block. It might take you 6 training blocks, okay? Just be patient with yourself. And it's fun to really, it's just fun to, as you know, I like to run. As you can tell, I like to run. So it's all part of DGR around the world. Onward we go. I know that's a simple vlog, but I just wanted to lay it out for you. 140-mile weeks, holding it for 2 weeks is my sweet spot. And then you probably noticed, okay, one last point real quick, is that you probably noticed, like at the end here, it's in pencil because it's a 50K. Like, this is new-ish territory for me. I have raced 50Ks in the past, but not many. So I'm leaving after this week. I'll go back down, not all the way to 70. So I went 140, 70, 140, and then I believe I'm going to go to 110. Okay, 110 miles, and then probably go down from there to 90, and then the real taper begins in early February. So it's not that far off. All right, but it is in pencil just because I got to be a little I just gotta I gotta listen to the body. It's all about listening to the body. All right, everyone, onward we go. We will toss it to another one of these training plan vlogs, how to make a training plan, or what my process looks like right here. Onward we go. All right, seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.